My name is Hania, and if someone asked me what my biggest mistake was, I would say one thing. I love my sister more than she ever loved me. I gave her everything. My savings, my time, my energy, my dreams. And I did it with a full heart. Her name is Rita. She is 3 years younger than me. Beautiful, confident, charming. The kind of girl people notice the moment she enters a room. I was the opposite. Quiet, soft, always in the background. Maybe that's why I worked so hard to support her. Maybe that's why I spent years trying to make her life easy. Even when mine was falling apart. Our father passed away when I was 19. Mom fell into depression. Bills were piling up. Our house felt heavy with silence. I dropped my studies and started working full-time. I became the main support of the house. But Rita didn't want to work. She wanted comfort. She wanted freedom. She wanted a life that looked pretty on the outside. And I wanted her to feel safe. So I paid for everything. Her clothes, her classes, her little hobbies, her nights out with friends. Every time I received my salary, I divided it into 3 parts. Keycap 1 bills. Keycap 2 house. Keycap 3 Rita. I never kept anything for myself. Sometimes, I didn't even buy new shoes. Sometimes, I slept hungry so she could eat. But I never complained. I thought, she is my sister. That's what big sisters do. One day, I came home early from work. Mom was resting, and Rita was in her room with loud music playing. I knocked lightly. She opened the door, surprised to see me. "Oh, you're home early," she said, quickly moving something on her bed. For a moment, I thought nothing of it. But then I noticed something strange. A phone. Not her usual phone. A second phone. A black one. Older, maybe cheaper. But she tried to hide it immediately. My heart made a small jump. "Rita, whose phone is that?" She laughed too loudly. "Oh, please, Hania. Don't act like a detective. It's just a friend's phone." Her eyes looked everywhere except at me. I tried to smile. "You can tell me if something is wrong," I said softly. But she snapped back. "Nothing is wrong. Stop acting like my mother." She slammed the drawer shut, hiding the phone inside. Her tone was sharp, cold, unlike the sister I grew up protecting. I stood there for a few seconds, unsure what to say. "Okay, I'm here if you need me," I whispered. She ignored me and put her headphones back on. I walked out slowly, but something inside me felt tight, uneasy, wrong. Why did she have a second phone? Why did she hide it so quickly? Why did she look scared? I wanted to trust her. I always trusted her. But trust is fragile. And that day, a small crack appeared. Later that night, while she was showering, her main phone lit up on the sofa. A message appeared. "Did you tell your sister anything?" My stomach twisted. Another message came. "Don't let her find out about the second phone." My fingers turned cold. My breath became slow. I stared at the screen, unable to move. Who was texting her? What were they hiding? What was on that second phone? For the first time in my life, I felt scared of what I might discover. And for the first time, I wondered if my love for her had blinded me. Because the truth was simple. I gave her everything. But maybe she was giving my love to someone else. Someone she was hiding from me. And that second phone was the door to a truth I wasn't ready for. A truth that would break everything. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept seeing the message on Rita's phone in my mind. Don't let her find out about the second phone. My heart felt heavy, like someone was pressing a stone against it. I trusted my sister more than anyone. I believed she would never hide anything from me, especially not something this serious. But that message, and the way she hid the phone, it all felt wrong. I told myself I was overthinking. Maybe it was harmless. Maybe it was nothing. But deep inside, I knew. Something was not right. The next morning, Rita woke up early, dressed beautifully, and sprayed perfume. "Where are you going?" I asked gently. She lifted her chin and said, "To meet friends." I nodded slowly. "Should I drop you?" She frowned. "No." I said, "I'm meeting friends, not children. I can go alone." Her tone stung. I looked at her again, the red lipstick, the straightened hair, the expensive bag. Was this where my money was going? "Do you need anything?" I asked. She rolled her eyes. "Your job is to support me. You don't need to ask questions." She left quickly, slamming the door. The house fell silent. Mom walked out of her room and said lazily, "Let her live. She's young." I sighed. "Mom, I think she's hiding something." Mom smirked. "You worry too much. Rita is perfect. If anything is wrong, it's probably your fault." My heart sank again. It was always like this. Rita was the favorite. I was the one expected to sacrifice. But now something inside me pushed back. A small voice whispered, "No more blindness. Look deeper." Later in the afternoon, I went to clean Rita's room. I normally respected her privacy, but today felt different. Her drawer was locked. She never locked her drawer. My hands shook as I touched the handle. Why would she lock it? What was she hiding? As I stood there, I noticed something unusual on her dressing table. The corner of the black second phone was slightly visible behind her scarves. She didn't hide it well this time. My breath caught. Should I look? Should I leave? My heart raced. I didn't want to invade her privacy, but I also didn't want to continue living blindly while something dangerous was happening right beside me. I picked up the phone with trembling hands. It was off. I pressed the power button. The screen lit up. No password. That surprised me. Why would she hide a phone and not lock it? Maybe she trusted that I would never go near it. Maybe she thought I was too scared to question her. Maybe she underestimated me. The home screen loaded. I opened the messages, and my breath froze. There were dozens of conversations with people I didn't know. Many were asking for money. Some were sending receipts. Others were giving instructions. But one chat stood out. A saved contact named Bossar. I tapped it, and my hands turned cold. The messages said, "Send the money your sister gives you. Don't tell her what we are doing. Make sure she never finds out. She will stop paying. Your sister is a fool. Use her." My heart stopped. My chest tightened. My knees almost gave way. Was this real? Rita, the sister I fed, protected, and supported, was taking my money and sending it to someone else? Someone who was using her? Someone who told her to use me? I covered my mouth as tears filled my eyes. I kept scrolling. More messages. "Tell your sister you need money for classes. Ask her for the phone she promised. You must make her feel guilty." A small cry escaped my throat. All those times. The late-night requests. The emotional manipulation. The fake tears. It was all planned. All controlled by someone else? Someone she trusted more than me? Someone she was sending my hard-earned money to? My hands shook violently. I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. I wanted to run. But instead I whispered, "No, no. Rita, how could you do this to me?" In that moment, I felt something breaking inside me. Something deep, something quiet, something painful. The kind of break you don't hear, but you feel forever. And I knew. This was just the beginning. The truth of that second phone was darker than I imagined. I sat on the edge of Rita's bed, holding the second phone in my shaking hands. My heart felt too heavy, like it was full of stones. The messages, the lies, the way she used my love, I couldn't understand any of it. Why would she do this? Why would she let someone control her like this? Why would she let anyone call me a fool? Tears fell down my cheeks, but I wiped them quickly. I didn't want to cry anymore. I was tired of crying. 4 years, I worked like a machine for Rita. And now I learned she wasn't just careless. She was being guided, trained, influenced by someone else to take advantage of me. Who was this Bossar? What was he doing with my money? Why was Rita blindly obeying him? And worst of all, why was she hiding all this from me? I placed the phone back where I found it. I wanted answers, not a fight. When Rita came home late evening, she was laughing loudly on her main phone. She didn't notice my red eyes. She didn't see my shaking hands. She didn't care. "Good night," she said casually, walking past me. But I said softly, "Rita, I need to talk to you." She froze. For a second, she looked scared. Then she quickly changed her expression and forced a smile. "What now, Hania? Did I not close the toothpaste? Did I not fold my blanket?" Her sarcasm hurt, but I stayed calm. "I found your second phone." Her face lost color. She stopped blinking. For a full 10 seconds, she didn't move. Then she whispered, "You what?" "I found it," I repeated. And I saw the messages. Her hand started shaking. She looked away, then back at me. Her voice was shaky and angry, a dangerous mix. You had no right. That is my private phone. Her words hit me like a slap. Private? After everything I gave her? You're sending my money to someone, I said, my voice soft but filled with pain. Rita's breathing grew fast. Her eyes darted around nervously. Hania, you don't understand. No, Rita, I whispered. I don't understand. Explain it to me. Her lips trembled, and she stepped back like she wanted to run away. I stepped forward gently. Why are you talking to someone who tells you to use me? Why are you sending him money? Why didn't you tell me? Her eyes filled with tears. I thought she would hug me. I thought she would apologize. But instead she screamed. You weren't supposed to know. Why did you look at my things? Why do you always ruin everything? My heart cracked. Rita crying was normal. Rita shouting normal. But the fear, the panic in her voice, that was new. Someone had a hold on her. Someone she was scared of. Someone she trusted more than me. Rita, I said softly, is he threatening you? She froze again. Her face changed. Not angry, not guilty, but terrified. She whispered, please don't ask. Please just leave it. How can I leave it? I asked. You're my sister. She shook her head violently. You don't understand what he can do. My blood ran cold. What do you mean? She covered her face with her hands and sobbed. He said if I stop sending money, he will tell everyone everything. I swallowed hard. Everything about what? She looked up at me, eyes wide with fear. Hania, he knows things about me. Things I hid. Things that can destroy me. She was trembling so badly that I reached out to hold her, but she stepped back and whispered. He owns me. A silence spread through the room. A deep, painful silence. And I realized, this wasn't just about money. This wasn't just betrayal. My sister was trapped, manipulated, controlled, blackmailed, by someone dangerous. And now, because I found the second phone, I was part of the danger too. Rita sat on the floor, crying into her hands. Her whole body was shaking, and I could feel her fear from across the room. My heart hurt, not because of the money, not because of the lies, but because my sister, the sister I loved more than myself, was living in a fear I didn't even know about. I knelt beside her slowly. Rita, look at me, I whispered. She shook her head. I gently placed my hand on her shoulder. Please, I won't shout. I won't judge. Just tell me what happened. She finally lifted her face. Her eyes were red. Her makeup was ruined. She looked small, lost, broken, not the confident girl everyone saw. And in that moment, I forgot all my anger. She was my sister. My little sister. He wasn't always like this, she said, voice trembling. At first, he was kind. Who? I asked softly. She swallowed hard. Rayhan. So Basar had a name. Who is he? I asked. A senior from my college, she whispered. He helped me once, and I trusted him. Her voice cracked. He told me I was special. He listened to me. He made me feel like someone finally understood me. I closed my eyes. She was emotional. She needed attention. And someone took advantage of that. Then one day, she continued, I told him something about myself, something stupid, something I regret so much. Her lips trembled. He recorded it. I felt a punch in my chest. He blackmails you? I whispered. She nodded slowly. He said if I don't send him money, he will send that video to Mom, to my teachers, to everyone. My breath caught. Rita, why didn't you come to me? She let out a small, painful laugh. You're always strong, always calm, always perfect. I thought you would hate me. My chest tightened. Rita, I could never hate you. She shook her head. I didn't want to be a disappointment. Not to you. Tears slid down her cheeks again. I didn't want you to stop loving me. I felt my own tears rising, but I stayed strong for her. Rita, you are my sister. Nothing will make me stop loving you. She broke completely then, crying loudly into my shoulder. For the first time in years, she let me hold her. For the first time, she wasn't pretending. She was scared. She was hurting. She was alone. And I finally understood. She hadn't betrayed me because she didn't care. She had betrayed me because she was drowning, and she didn't know how to ask for help. After a few minutes, she whispered, "Hania, I'm scared he will hurt me, or hurt you, or hurt our family." I brushed her hair gently. "He won't," I said, though my voice was shaking too. "Why, you don't know him," she whispered. "He follows me sometimes. He knows our house. He knows your workplace too." My stomach dropped. That meant he knew everything. "Rita, this is serious. We need to go to the police." She pulled back suddenly, her eyes widening with fear. "No. No police. He said he will destroy me if I involve them. But he is already destroying you." She covered her face again. "I don't know what to do. I feel trapped, like I'm living in a cage." I took her hands firmly. "You are not alone. I am with you." "But how will we stop him?" she asked, voice shaking. A silent anger grew inside me. Not at her, but at him. At the man who broke her confidence, stole her peace, and turned her into a shadow of herself. "We will stop him," I whispered. "But we need to be smart." She looked at me with frightened eyes. "Hania, please promise me you won't leave me." I held her tight. "I promise. I'm not going anywhere." That night, when everyone slept, I sat alone with the second phone in my hands. I scrolled through the messages again. The threats, the insults, the manipulation. My hands clenched into fists. He thought my sister was weak. He thought I was blind. He thought we would stay silent. He didn't know one thing. He didn't know how far a sister could go when someone hurt the person she loved most. And he had no idea I was preparing to fight back. The next morning, I woke up with a new feeling inside me. Not fear, not sadness, but determination. For the first time in years, I wasn't going to protect Rita by giving money. I was going to protect her by ending the danger. I sat beside her while she slept, her face still swollen from the night's crying. For so long, I thought she was careless, selfish, ungrateful. But now, I saw the truth. She was terrified, alone, manipulated by someone who saw her vulnerability. She needed me, and this time, I wouldn't fail her. When Rita woke up, she looked at me with tired eyes. "Did you sleep?" she asked softly. "Not much," I admitted. She sat up slowly. "Hania, what are we going to do?" I took her hand gently. "We are going to end this. Together." She shook her head, fear returning instantly. "No, you don't understand. Rayhan is dangerous. He has friends. If he gets angry, We won't give him a chance to get angry," I said. She stared at me. "What do you mean?" "First, we gather proof," I explained. "We take screenshots of all messages, every threat, every voice note." Rita hesitated. "But he said..." "Rita," I interrupted gently, "he is a criminal. You don't negotiate with blackmailers. You expose them." She swallowed hard, then nodded slowly. "Okay, but what if he finds out?" I forced a confident smile. "He won't. We will be careful." That evening, we sat together on her bed, both nervous, both shaking. We opened the second phone. I recorded everything. Message after message. Threat after threat. Bank transfer screenshots. Pictures he sent her. Voice notes of him shouting, manipulating, threatening. Every line made my blood boil. How could someone do this to a girl? How could someone enjoy destroying another person's peace? While scrolling, I noticed something strange. A folder, hidden, named R1. I opened it, and we both froze. Recordings, videos, screenshots of Rita, crying, talking, sharing secrets, her most vulnerable moments, all saved, all used to trap her. Rita covered her face and sobbed. "Hania, please delete them. Please." I wrapped my arms around her. "We will. But first, we need copies." She looked up, shocked. "Copies? Why?" "Because when we go to the police, we need proof that he has them too." She nodded slowly, understanding. We copied everything to my phone, then to a USB drive. My hands were shaking the whole time. When we finished, Rita whispered, "What now?" "Now we see what he does next." As if on cue, the second phone vibrated. A new message. My heart jumped. Rita grabbed my hand. "Hania, please don't open it." But we had to. I unlocked the phone and read the message. Where's my money? Are you ignoring me? A second message came immediately after. If you don't send it today, your sister will find out everything. Ryder gasped. He thinks you don't know. I nodded slowly. That's our advantage. A third message arrived. This one made my blood run cold. You think your sister is smart? She's nothing. She can't save you. No one can. My jaw clenched. Enough. I stood up. Ryder, get ready. We are going to the women protection cell. She shook her head desperately. No. No police. Please. I cupped her face gently. Ryder, trust me. I won't let anything happen to you. Tears filled her eyes. Promise. I promise, I whispered. She took a deep breath and nodded. We left the house quietly, taking the USB in both phones. My hands were sweating. Ryder was trembling. But this time, we weren't running away. We were walking toward the truth. Toward justice. Toward freedom. For the first time in a long time, I wasn't just the sister who gave everything. I was the sister who would fight for everything. And I wasn't afraid anymore. Because now, he should be afraid of us. The drive to the women protection cell felt long, even though it was only 20 minutes. Ryder kept holding my hand so tightly that her fingers went numb. I kept whispering, It's okay. I'm here. Nothing will happen to you. But inside, my heart was beating fast. I wasn't scared of Rayhan anymore. I was scared of how deeply he had hurt my sister. When we reached the office, a lady officer greeted us kindly. Do you need help? She asked gently. Ryder's lips trembled. I spoke for her. Yes. Someone is blackmailing my sister. The officer nodded and brought us into a quiet room. Sit. Tell me everything. At first, Ryder couldn't talk. Her hands were shaking too much. So I explained everything. The second phone. The messages. The video. The money. The fear. The manipulation. The officer listened carefully, taking notes. When I finished, she asked, Do you have proof? I opened the USB drive. Ryder unlocked both phones with trembling hands. The officer spent a long time examining everything. Then she looked up and said firmly, You girls did the right thing. What he is doing is a serious crime, blackmail, harassment, extortion. Ryder froze. Will he go to jail? She whispered. The officer nodded. If he threatens you again, we arrest him immediately. Even now, we can start the process. I felt Ryder's breath shake like she was about to cry. But then something surprising happened. The officer leaned forward and said gently, Ryder, you're not alone anymore. We will protect you. Ryder's eyes softened, and she finally whispered, thank you so much. After giving our statements, the officer suggested we go home and wait. We will monitor his messages. If he contacts you again, even once, we take action, she said. On the drive home, Ryder rested her head on my shoulder. Hania, I'm sorry, she whispered quietly. There was no anger left in me, just sadness and love. I know, I said softly. You were scared, and you didn't know how to ask for help. Tears rolled down her cheeks. I hurt you so much. I used your money. I lied to you. I shook my head. Ryder, what matters now is that you trusted me today. She held my hand tightly. You're the only person who ever loved me without wanting anything back. That night, we sat together in my room. The second phone lay on the table like a quiet reminder of everything she had been through. We were talking softly when suddenly, the phone lit up. A new message. Ryder's heartbeat jumped. Mine did too. I picked up the phone slowly. The message said, Where are you? I want the money now. A second message arrived immediately. If you don't send it, I'm leaking everything tonight. Ryder's hands flew to her mouth. Hania, what do we do? I took a deep breath. We do what the officer told us. I screenshot the messages and sent them directly to the Women Protection Cell's emergency number. Within 2 minutes, the officer replied, Received. Do not respond. We're tracking him. Ryder looked at me with wide, frightened eyes. What will happen now? I smiled gently. Now justice happens. At 11:40 p.m., the officer called us. He has been located, she said calmly. His messages are enough for arrest. A team is on the way. Ryder started crying. Not out of fear, but out of relief. Hania, is this really ending? I hugged her tightly. Yes. It ends today. The next morning, we received confirmation. Rayhan had been arrested. All his devices were seized. All data was recovered. Every recording deleted. Every threat documented. He lost his freedom. He lost his power. He lost his control. Rita got her life back. Days passed. Rita changed. She became softer, more responsible, more thankful. Sometimes she would hug me for no reason. Sometimes she would whisper, "You saved me." But the truth was simple. I didn't save her. She saved herself the moment she chose honesty. I just held her hand along the way. We grew closer, not like sisters who share blood, but like sisters who share battle scars. Today, when I look at her, I don't see a girl who made mistakes. I see a girl who survived something dark and came back stronger. And I realized something important. I gave her my money, my time, my dreams. But in the end, she gave me something even bigger. A reason to fight, a reason to protect, a reason to believe in love between sisters again. And that second phone, the one that almost destroyed us, it also saved us, because it revealed the truth we needed to see. And sometimes, truth is the only thing that can rebuild what love has broken.